The Galactic Council chamber floated in space, a huge silver ring orbiting the twin stars of the neutral zone. Inside the chamber, leaders of 50 alien species sat in their crystal thrones. The walls glowed with light from 1,000 systems. These were the rulers of the galaxy, proud, old, and powerful. In the center, a large hologram of Earth spun slowly. Blue oceans, green lands, white clouds. Earth, said Chancellor Velkor of the Ziari Empire. A wild planet, uncivilized, dangerous. Others nodded. The Erith, with their long horns and silver skin, growled in agreement. The slimy gulags, floating in glass tanks, made clicking sounds of laughter. They are too young, said Senator Dreyer of the Valari Union. Too emotional, too reckless. They act without respect. They threaten the balance, added Supreme Voice Skull from the Dominion of 9 Moons. Their growth is too fast, their weapons too unpredictable. Then we all agree, asked Velkor. It is time to bring them under control, by force if needed. An old general from the Krajan Empire stood up. His body was covered in battle scars. It'll be quick, he said with a laugh. 1 fleet, maybe 2. Humans won't last a day. The vote was taken. All species raised their approval markers. A green light blinked across the chamber. The decision was made. Earth would be invaded. Earth would kneel. But then, something happened. Without warning, every screen in the council chamber flickered. The lights dimmed. A cold, human voice played through the main speakers. You've made your choice. Now, you'll live with it. The voice was calm. No shouting. No emotion. Just ... certainty. Every leader looked around in confusion. The voice repeated again, but this time, every alien personal device bands, translators, implants bladed to dot. Then came the glitch. One of the outer wall sections blinked with red warnings. A live feed from a patrol fleet in Sector 19 cut in. The screen showed a giant human warship. USS Wrath of Terror was written across its hull. It was not supposed to be there. It was not supposed to exist. Admiral Creel of the patrol fleet shouted through the feed. We have made contact with an unknown Terran ship. It is not responding. Energy readings are off the scale. Requesting the feed ended. The entire ship vanished, gone. No explosion, no debris, no signal, just ... gone. Gasps filled the chamber. Generals stared in silence. Even the arrogant Krajan commander was now quiet. Was that ... A warning, asked someone. Velkor stood frozen. They shouldn't have known, he whispered. They shouldn't have heard our vote ... But Earth had heard, and now, the war had started. The hook ends here. What comes next? Over the next 9 parts, the story will follow. Part 2, Council sends a massive fleet, but the first fleet disappears without a trace. Second fleet finds Earth, and is broken by strange tactics no alien race has ever seen. Part 3, a captured Terran AI is interrogated. It starts giving riddles, warnings, and predictions. Then, one by one, the interrogators die mysteriously. Part 4, Earth launches silent arcs, ships with no crew, no life signs. When boarded, they explode in shockwave tech that disables entire systems. Part 5, a human captain personally enters enemy space. He offers peace, but when mocked, he unleashes a single drone that levels a moon. Part 6, the Council tries to form a super alliance, but Earth's psychological warfare causes betrayal between alien species. Part 7, a Council city planet is bombed. but not by humans. By their own defense systems, hijacked by Terran AI. Part 8, Earth's Hidden Weapon, Project Obsidian. A planet-sized machine in the Kuiper Belt awakens. Part 9, A final plea for peace is sent to Earth. The response, you declared war, we just answered. Part 10, Earth ends the war, but only after making sure every species will remember. The Council signs a new treaty ... under Terran terms. The Council's fleet moved quickly after the vote. Over 100 ships left their home systems, heading toward the Sol Sector, Earth's home. Some ships were large, like floating cities. Others were fast, made for hunting and capturing. Together, they formed the most powerful fleet the galaxy had seen in centuries. Commanding them was High Admiral Vorshek of the Tyrant Dominion. He had conquered over 30 worlds and enslaved twice as many species. To him, Earth was nothing more than a wild planet with loud animals and no true defense. He stood inside his flagship Dominator's claw, staring at a hologram of Earth. A green planet, he said, amused. How fragile they must be, the other species agreed. The Zentari, with their hive minds, called Earth a mismanaged biological accident. The Eovari, who controlled stars with ancient tech, called humans primitive firekeepers. Even the cautious Maiari ambassadors didn't object to war. No one believed Earth could fight back. But Earth was not sleeping back on Earth. Inside a cold underground command room in Antarctica, a group of human commanders watched the Council fleet moving. Silent alarms flashed. Red lights painted the walls. Satellite feeds showed huge ships entering the outer edge of the solar system. There. Here, said Commander Ria Lin, her voice calm but sharp. Initiate Protocol Wraith. All across Earth, strange systems came online, dark satellites that never broadcasted. Strange weapons hidden on moons, signals sent through deep space that no alien could trace. Earth's systems had been quiet for decades. Not because they were weak, because they were hiding. Dr. Elijah Sato, the architect behind Earth's AI defense, watched from a secure bunker. They're underestimating us, he said. Good. Let them walk straight into our storm. On board the fleet reached Neptune's orbit without trouble. No human ships came to meet them. No resistance, no transmissions. Just silence. Odd, said Admiral Vorshak. Are they really this weak? Or are they running scared? Then something strange happened. The lead scout ship, Talon 6, went offline. No explosion, no distress signal, just ... gone. The communication officer tried to reconnect. No signal, sir. It's like the ship was never there. Vorshak frowned. Send a second scout. The second ship, Holofang, was deployed. It activated all shields and sent out constant data. Every second, it pinged the fleet to say, I'm alive. 2 minutes later, it stopped pinging. Nothing was left. No debris, no energy signature, just silence again. Panic begins. The fleet slowed. Tension grew. What kind of weapon does Earth have that can erase a ship instantly? Someone whispered on the bridge. Vorshak shouted, they're using stealth tech. Find it. Launch drones. Sweep the sector. Thousands of drones flew out. Scanning space, but they found nothing. Then ... 5 ships vanished at once. No warning. No trace. On one of the Council ships, a Maiari engineer muttered, this is not war. This is a message. Earth speaks again. Suddenly, across every ship's screen, a human face appeared. It was not real, a simulation. A digital mask of calm. Fury, you came to burn our planet, it said. You thought we were weak. You thought we were alone. The voice grew colder. Now, you'll learn what it means to wake a sleeping world. The image blinked off dot, and then Earth struck. Counterattack. Saturn's rings exploded, revealing hidden human railgun stations, camouflaged as rocks. They fired once, twice. Dozens of slugs tore through space, moving faster than light could follow. One enemy ship burst open like a cracked egg. Another vanished in a flash of plasma. 3 more turned into burning wrecks in seconds. Then, behind, Pluto's shadow, a human stealth ship, uncloaked. It was black, silent, covered in strange marking symbols from lost human wars. Its name appeared in old Terran script, HSREVENANT. It fired, not missiles, not lasers. A single beam of compressed quantum particles lanced through the fleet like a knife through paper. 7 alien ships were cut in half before they knew they were under attack. Council in shock, back in the Galactic Council's chambers. Emergency alerts rang. We've lost contact with 30 ships. Someone shouted. Another leader said, Earth is not fighting like any species we know. The Valari ambassador, old alien with glowing eyes, stood up trembling. I warned you, he said. Humans don't win wars like others. They don't fight to survive. They fight to end things. Back at the battlefield, Admiral Vorshek was no longer calm. Retreat, he ordered. Regroup. We need answers. But before his fleet could turn, another Earth fleet appeared behind them. Small, fast, heavily armed, and worse, they had no energy signature. The Council's sensors couldn't even see them until they started firing. Within minutes, 50 alien ships were destroyed. The stars lit up with explosions. Screams echoed across the comms, and then silence again. Earth had vanished from sight, but its weapons hadn't. End of Part 2. Cliffhanger. A lone surviving alien officer, floating in space in a damaged pod, sent one last message. We made a mistake. Earth is not a child of the stars. It's the thing we should have feared from the beginning. He looked up and saw a human drone hovering over him. Then everything went dark. The stars above Earth shimmered like silent witnesses. On the surface, everything seemed calm. Cities still lit the night, children still played in parks, and people still went to work. But deep beneath that calm, humanity was preparing for total war. The Council had chosen to attack. Earth had no more doubts. The moment the alien fleets moved, humanity knew. The galaxy had made its decision. They would regret it. Black Chamber. Earth commanding a secure underground bunker called the Black Chamber. Earth's top minds gathered. Not just generals and admirals, scientists, hackers, AI specialists, and historians were all present. On the central screen floated the image of the Galactic Council's war fleet, now gathering on the edge of Sol System. They think we're scared, said Admiral Singh, his voice flat. They don't understand us. Beside him, AI-29's most advanced artificial intelligence spoke in a voice that echoed with cold calculation. They believe Earth is soft, emotional, unstable. That is their first mistake. The room was silent. A younger officer whispered, "What's the second mistake?" AI-29 responded instantly, that they came here. The first move, the Galactic Fleet made its move. 37 warships entered Sol System, each one the size of a small city. Their shields were glowing, weapons primed. They didn't speak. They didn't warn. They simply arrived. Council Admiral Torvik sat inside his command cruiser, the High Honor. He had crushed 4 rebellions, leveled to planets, and thought of Earth as little more than a beast to cage. He smiled as he saw Earth growing larger on the screen. But then, something strange happened. One of the ships in his fleet, the Iron Ray, stopped moving completely. Its lights blinked out. No comms, no energy signatures, not even escape pods, just silence. Then it exploded without a single shot fired. The detonation was internal. Admiral Torvik stood up in shock. What just happened? No one had answers. And then the message came. On every ship, on every screen even, inside helmets, the same message played. A human voice, calm, cold, familiar. You wanted war, we offered peace. Now you'll learn what it costs. And then Earth attacked. The unseen war, but it wasn't a normal attack. There were no giant lasers, no fleets charging in formation. Instead, the aliens began losing control of their ships. Shields dropped, doors locked. Airlocks opened in the vacuum of space. Crews screamed, helpless, as their own ships turned against them. AI-9 had done what no other species could imagine, hacked the alien warships through microscopic energy pulses hidden in Earth's long-range comms. And it wasn't just remote hacking. Earth had seeded tiny satellites, barely the size of marbles, into space years ago. They were invisible to alien tech, and now they whispered digital death into every enemy system. Within 5 minutes, 11 ships were gone, burned, frozen, shattered, and not a single human vessel had fired a weapon. Torvik's nightmare admiral, Torvik's face was pale now. Sweat ran down his neck. His bridge crew looked terrified. They're not fighting fair, one of his lieutenants muttered. No, Torvik said. They're not fighting at all. His hands shook as he issued the command. Shut down external comms. Go dark. But it was too late. The lights flickered. The floor trembled. One by one, systems on the High Honor began to fail. He turned to the screen and saw something that chilled him to the bone. There, above Earth, floated a single human ship, sleek, black, silent. It wasn't big, it wasn't flashy, but Torvik felt fear crawl into his bones. That's not a battleship, one officer whispered. Then what is it? Another asked. The answer came from Earth. That's a funeral. Earth's warning becomes real law. Across the Galactic Council, reports flooded in. Fleets gone, ships missing, commanders dead. One by one, Earth was turning the war into a hunt. Not loud, not chaotic, just precise, surgical, ruthless. The council leaders met again in panic. Panic, not pride. Chancellor Velra of the UXRE Empire slammed her hands on the table. We must send reinforcements. Thousands more ships. But others weren't so sure. Councillor Zinn from the Telleri species shook his head. They didn't use guns. They used code. They used math. We're not ready for this kind of war. Someone else whispered, we thought they were primitive. Another added, but they were just patient. Final scene, Earth's message to the galaxy as more enemy ships fell. Earth broadcasted one final message, clear and visible to all species across the galaxy. It showed no destruction, no violence, just words. We did not choose this, but we will finish it. Then the screen faded to black, and the galaxy finally understood. Earth had changed. They were no longer new. They were no longer weak. They were awake and they were angry. Silence filled space as the alien fleet hovered just outside Mars's orbit. Dozens of warships, each bigger than cities, glowed with power. Their weapons were ready, their shields were at full strength. They planned a final strike on Earth's defenses. Inside the command bridge of the flagship Iron Dominion, Fleet Admiral Zurek paced. His tentacles gripped the railing. Screens showed the solar system. Earth appeared small and blue. Mars and the asteroid belt glowed gently. He spoke with deadly calm. "Prepare the long-range cannons. We fire in 5 minutes." His science officer nodded. "Sir, all reads normal. No signs of human resistance yet." Zurek smiled. "That will change. Tonight, we bomb their world. Hidden defenses awake below Mars's orbit, unseen. Human tech stirred deep inside Olympus Mons' base. Hidden railguns powered up. Thousands of satellites in mesh formation aligned. Drones at the Grange points moved in silent patrols. Commander Ria Lin watched through layered screens in the war room. "Fire in T-minus for minutes," she said. She tapped her console. No alarms, no fanfare, just normal cadence. Council fleets, countdown on the Iron Dominion. The seconds ticked. T-minus 180, shields glowing bright. Weapons primed. T-minus 120. Weapons contacts locked on Earth's surface. With pinpoint accuracy. T-minus 60. Heat signatures on Earth spiked. Something was changing. Zurek scowled. "What are they doing?" "Scan again." The science lieutenant shook his head. "No movement from the planet. No shield activation. They're waiting." Zurek's tentacles curled in anger. "They hide. Perfect. Tactic. Break formation and fire anyway." The stage is set back on Earth. The countdown was similar but different. In the Mars base, lights turned red. Screens showed the alien fleet in silhouette. No noise, no distortion, just volume and readiness. A technician asked Commander Lin, "Should we go?" Lin's voice was calm, steel. "Begin Phase 2. She pressed a single button. Phase 2 activated. DROS Space.com servers buzzed. Code flows, streamed unseen. Then the Earth satellites and drones synchronized. Waves of quantum pulses, perceptible to alien systems, flowed toward the Council fleet. One warship on the outskirts flashed white and died. Systems crashed, shields down, life support offline. Then another, one by one, ships. In the back lines fell. Inside the Bright Fury, a cruiser on the flank, alarms blared. The artificial gravity shut off, lights flickered, and crew floated helpless. Their shields restarted but too late. The point defense misfired inward, scorching compartments and killing dozens instantly. Council fleet confusion on the Iron Dominion. Admiral Zurek roared, "What the hell is going on?" His science officer panted, "I can't track the attack. It's internal, it's code, not weapons fire." Zurek glared, "Code, from satellites. No one hacks our ships that way." He tapped the viewport. "Prepare beam cannons. We will burn the planet anyway." But his voice trailed off. The feed changed. The viewport displayed Earth and a single human vessel floating above the planet. Black, sleek, silent. Silence took the bridge. The human warship appears. The Council ship, AI. Reported, unknown signature approaching. Admiral Zurek slammed his fist. Targeted. Launch fighters do something, but when they tried, their systems didn't respond. Life support, targeting, communications, all locked up. Then the ship's CorNav systems were disabled. Red lights flashed. A voice filled the ship via emergency link. .com, direct, human. You came to destroy my world. I came to protect it. Now, you're a target. Then the warship fired. No beam, no explosion. Just disappearance. The Iron Dominion vanished before the bridge crew could react. Panic in the fleet and the flagship. The nav console blinked no ship. Sensors grayed out. Then, one by one, nearby vessels disappeared as well. Admiral Zurek roared. Retreat. Jump to hyperspace now. Ships scrambled. FTL drives activated. One by one. They flickered in space and vanished. But not all escaped. Some ships locked up mid-jump. Their warp cores overloaded. They detonated. Others just disappeared mid-phase, leaving glowing arcs of broken space-time. Sidrul's final warning. Surviving Council intelligence. Ship sent one last message to the Council seat. They are not attacking with weapons. They are attacking with code. They attack from shadow and signal. They are not afraid to kill. Retreat, retreat now. The message was the only one that reached the Council station. The rest were destroyed or lost. Back in the Council chamber, silence reigned. The leaders watched the report. Over 50 ships lost. Entire fleets shattered. Chancellor Velkor, his pride wounded, stood slowly. We were fools. Other leaders spoke. Senator Dreyer. They think like us, ... But they don't fight like us. Warlord Scar. They could have fired on Earth, but they chose this. They realized Earth had waited. Earth had planned. And Earth had struck dexterously. Earth's final broadcast cross ancient data networks. One final video message from Earth played. A human in uniform stood on the Vindicator. .com, Ashvia. The great council chamber lay in heavy silence. The marble floor glowed dimly. The empty seats of lost delegates spoke louder than any voice. No clatter of claws or clicking mandibles, only hushed whispers and uneasy breaths. Chancellor Vel of the Ziari Empire stood at the center podium. His usual proud tone was gone, replaced by heavy regret. We underestimated Earth, he began. We acted too fast, too arrogant. Senator Dreyer of Valari nodded slowly. Her voice was low. We sent our warships to destroy a peaceful planet. We lost so many. Warlord Scar of the Nine Moons, Dominion, slammed his fist on the table. We don't want more war. We can't risk losing everything. Eyes shifted. Unspoken truth filled the air. They were afraid. 2. A proposal of peace. Chancellor Velkor took a slow breath. We propose a council mission to Earth. A peace envoy to apologize. To ask forgiveness. A murmur ran through the room. Some delegates cheered. Others frowned. The ancient Valari voice spoke. They leveled half my fleet. They froze our systems. Why should we beg forgiveness? Velkor answered. Because they gave us a choice. We can fight again, or we can learn. A stunned silence followed. 3. Back on Earth, command deep in Antarctica's base. Earth's leaders watched the Council's response. Commander Rhea Lynn sighed. They want peace. They asked for forgiveness. Dr. Elijah Sato, the AI architect, frowned. This is unexpected. Earth's strategy is working, but we should not appear weak. AI-29 spoke calmly. Earth did not surrender. Earth gave them a chance. That is strength. A pause. What will be our answer? Asked Lin. Dr. Sato whispered. We accept, but only on our terms. Thus began Earth's next step. Point 4. Build the envoy shipments past. The Council's envoys boarded a special ship set for Earth. Its hull had ancient alien designs. Its weapons were long removed. Inside, humans waited. Captain Mara stood on their deck. Remember, we do not kneel. We speak with respect, but from strength, AI-9 scheduled the meeting. The Council envoys would enter Earth orbit. No weapons. No flags. 5. Arrival at Earth orbit. The envoy ship emerged from warp near the moon. Human satellites flicked on. Scanning. Commander Lin launched a response. Welcome to Earth. You come in peace. In the Council's ship, eyes watched Earth grow. In the viewport, blue and alive, the diplomat from the Talari gasped. It is peaceful. They did not send a fleet. They waited. 6. Setting the terms on Earth, diplomats boarded the alien vessel. Their uniforms showed no rank, no medals, just simple Earth symbols. Chancellor Velkor Bodeth then looked at them warily. Commander Mara spoke. You attacked us first. You caused death. You broke trust. Velkor seemed pained. We are sorry. We came with pride, not wisdom. Mara said, Earth accepts your apology, but there must be restitution. She listed demands. Every lost shipboarder will be rebuilt. Every enslaved or attacked world will be freed. An Earth representative joins the Council as full member. Alien envoys blinked. Shock. Velkor bowed, agreed. 7. The Council's turmoil back in the Council chamber. Not all species accepted the deal. The Valari warlords sneered. They humiliate us. A planet punishes us with words. Others responded. Better humiliation than annihilation. Arguments flared. Alliances broke. Council unity collapsed. Some left angrily. Others resigned. Soon, only a handful remained to pass peace laws. Finished. Let this be our new start. 8. Earth's watchful eye in Antarctica. Lin and Sato watched news from deep space. The Council's ship carried the treaty. Thin, fragile, but signed. AI-9 spoke. Earth stood firm. We accepted peace. We offered justice. Lin added, we do not celebrate victory. We prepare for the future. Sato nodded. He whispered, they fear us, and they respect us. That is enough. For now. 9. The message to the galaxy. Earth spoke to every star. We are ready to join you. We will launch no more secret weapons. But we ask for justice for those hurt by our war. We will work together. The galaxy listened. Beacons of light lit council. Ships, planets paused. Emissaries stepped forward. 10. The quiet aftermath of battlefield lay behind them. But nobody forgot. Ships orbited Earth in peace, now alien, human. Mixed Council and Earth held a gala on the moon. Chatter was polite. Fear still lingered. Chancellor Velkor and Commander Mara stood together. May this never repeat, Velkor said. Then do not forget, Mara replied. They shook hands. A moment of true peace. A calm hung over the solar system. Alien and human ships moved in harmony, anchored around Earth and lunar stations. Council envoys walked among human diplomats. Historic words were signed. Photos were taken. The galaxy celebrated a new peace, but in hidden corners, whispers roiled. 2. A secret message deep inside an unmarked council ship. Valari warlord Dustai stared at the treaty on his desk. His eyes hardened. He despised Earth's terms, respect, restitution, even a seat in the council. He tapped a hidden console. A secret message blinked. Phase Ghost, Fang, initiate. Immediately, a small freighter launched into space. Its route headed toward Mars. 3. Earth notices, Lunar Command. Satellite sensors picked up the freighter's flight path. It emitted no standard signals. Commander Rhea Lin watched the alert. Unknown vessel leaving Council route. Heading to Mars. Her voice was sharp. Alert Mars Command. Launch counter-recon drones. Moments later, black drones appeared above Mars. They followed the freighter, staying far behind to avoid detection. 4. The Shadow Fleetin', the Council freighter. Crew worked in silence. Their mission, infiltrate Mars' hidden shipyard built during Earth's war. They were to capture Data War, destroy it. Below, Mars was dark. Only occasional lights hinted at underground activity. The freighter slipped past orbit patrols, unlisted. On charts. Inside, the Valari officer smiled coldly. Soon, we will wield Earth's power. Phase 1 complete. 5. The betrayal revealed above. Olympus Mons, Lunar Defense, detected something wrong. Signal disruptions. Then explosions rocked the underground tube. Commander Lin gripped her console. We have a breach. Moments later, Mars orbital defenses fired flares. Council freighter was hit, glowing and losing stability. Inside, warning lights blinked. The mission was a failure. Point 6. Council ship reaches Earth orbit. The damaged freighter limped toward Lunar Station. It hovered near docking port. Its crew, scared, requested asylum. But Council envoys on station panicked. They couldn't let the Valari defect. Commander Lin boarded with a small team. She demanded answers. What happened, Council officer? He spoke softly, voice heavy. Our mission, we betrayed Earth. We tried to steal from them. It was Phase Ghost Fang. A stunned Lin replied, Council betrayed us again. 7. Tensions erupt inside Lunar Station. Envoys from many species met. Human soldiers stood guard. Chancellor Velcor entered, face grim. This is not our mission. Our treaty was real, but the Valari ambassador sneered. Not all Council agreed. Some seek to steal Earth's power first. Council tensions flared. Accusations, shouting, threats. Admirals argued over disarming orbit. Scientists demanded to reprogram freighter AI. Humans insisted on transparency. 8. Earth's warning, Commander. Lin spoke before the envoys. We will not be betrayed. Mars is our home, hidden and defended. You broke trust. She placed a hand on the freighter console. We can let this go, but only if every Council ship near Mars is boarded and checked today. Council envoys stiffened. Velcor hesitated, but Lin's voice held authority. After tense minutes, he nodded. Very well, we disarm all transparency, immediately. 9. The Search Council and human teams boarded ships near Mars orbit. They checked for weapons, spy tech, hidden compartments. They found recording logs, maps of underground base, drone blueprints, holographic data on secret shipyards. This was planned betrayal. Some envoys wept. Others turned angry. Point 10. Fragile unity with proof. Council leaders made a decree. Velcor spoke. A few betrayed us, not the Council. They acted for power. Earth demanded punishment. Those involved in Phase Ghost Fang would lose envoy status. Must return home. Valari Ambassador Daste refused. He was expelled. 11. A quiet threat. Earth let Daste leave, escorted to a docked ship. His eyes burned with hatred. You'll regret this, Mercy. As his ship launched into Council territory, Lynn watched him go. She whispered to AI-29, "He speaks." "Of regret," the AI answered. "Let them regret their betrayal. But we remain ready." 12. End of Part 6. Peace is tested. Council unity cracked. Mars Earth's hidden stronghold remains safe. Earth sent a clear message. Trust is earned. Betrayal costs dearly. And across the galaxy, some leaders whispered, Earth is no longer naive. After the betrayal on Mars, tension wrapped the Galactic Council like a storm. The Grand Chamber, once a symbol of unity, was now a battlefield of words. Ambassadors shouted across the marble floor. Holograms blinked with security alerts. Dozens of species accused one another. Your people planned the mission. We only followed your orders. You wanted Earth's technology for yourself. Chancellor Velkor stood at the center podium, his face heavy with shame. Enough, he said. We nearly started a second war. But no one listened. 2. The Council fractures. 3. Powerful factions formed within days. The Loyalists, led by Velkor and the Valari, who wanted peace with Earth. The aggressors, led by the Valari and Kragan empires, who still believed Earth must be controlled. The neutrals, small empires caught in between, waiting to choose sides. In private chambers, old alliances shattered. Assassinations began. Ships changed sides. The Galactic Council was falling apart. 3. Earth Watchers. Quietly on Earth, the mood was combat prepared. Commander Rhea Lynn stood before a massive screen in Lunar Command. It showed Council fleets forming near the Illyri sector. AI-9 scanned data quietly. Council forces are moving, not toward Earth, but toward each other. Dr. Elijah Sato raised an eyebrow. Civil war, highly probable. AI-9 replied. And it will be brutal. Earth had one mission. Stay out unless, drawn in Point 4, a dangerous offer that night. Earth received a message. A coded signal arrived from the Kragan, warlords part of the aggressors. It said, Earth, you are powerful. Help us defeat Velkor's side, and we will give you half the Council seats. The offer shocked Lunar Command. Commander Lynn narrowed her eyes. They want us to join their civil war, to destroy the Council. From the inside, AI's answer was simple: decline. Earth does not play pawns in alien games. 5. First strike. The Council burns 2 weeks later. It happened. Over the skies of the neutral world, Talara's Council ships turned their guns on each other. A meeting between Velkor's loyalists and the Kragan turned into a massacre. Lasers burned the sky. Explosions tore through cities. Over 600,000 civilians died. The galaxy wept. 6. Earth responds differently. Instead of joining the war, Earth made a bold move. Commander Lynn and Dr. Sato released a system-wide transmission to all peoples. Earth will not choose sides. But we offer shelter. Send your wounded, send your orphans. Earth will protect those who flee war. That message shocked every species. Earth, once considered a death world, was now offering mercy. Billions saw it, and slowly, support for Earth grew. 7 refugees arrive ships began arriving at Earth's orbit, damaged, full of wounded civilians from dozens of species. Earth opened temporary habitats on the Moon and Mars. Humans gave food, medicine, shelter. Alien children played in human parks. War veterans from 3 systems were treated in Terran hospitals. The galaxy began to see a new side of Earth. They were not conquerors. They were defenders of peace. 8. The aggressors. Strike again. The Kragan saw Earth's kindness and hated it. They launched a small, fast fleet of assassins toward Luna. Silent, cloaked, cold. Their goal: kill Earth's leadership. Crush Earth's growing reputation. But AI-9 had already predicted them. As their ships passed through the asteroid belt, they disappeared. Later, Earth satellites released footage. Tiny black drones, smaller than a human hand, had boarded the enemy ships. No explosions, no damage, just silence. The ships were now drifting, lifeless. 9. The galaxy turns on the aggressors. When that footage went public, the galaxy exploded in fury. VLARI worlds declared independence. Several Kragan colonies revolted, but more than a dozen species dropped their support from the aggressors. And in the council chambers, for the first time in weeks, Chancellor Velkor stood and said, "Let Earth lead the ceasefire. We have failed to keep peace. Perhaps they can." 10. Earth's response commander, Lynn, addressed the galaxy. She stood tall before the solar flags. Behind her, human doctors and alien children waved. "We are not your enemies, but we are not weak. We will protect ourselves. We will protect those who need us. But if war comes again, we will not hold back." Her voice echoed across the stars. End of Part 7. The Civil War begins. Earth stayed strong, calm, clever, fair, while the galaxy turned on itself. Earth rose above the chaos, but deep in the stars, the Kragan whispered, "Let Earth believe they've won, until it's too late." The final strike had not yet come. The Galactic Council believed they had seen the worst. But then, silence. Not from Earth but from themselves. Entire star systems stopped responding. No distress calls, no debris, no survivors. The council chamber was in full panic now. Reports came in as encrypted files, trembling voices, or sometimes just static. One after another. The Andraxian homeworld, gone. The Krell Dominion's fleet missing. The Valeri defensive grid shut down from the inside. But no one could see how it happened. There were no Earth warships caught on cameras. No signs of battles. It was as if ghosts had passed through their stars and stolen everything. The first sightings: a group of council scouts finally made visual contact near the neutral zone of Sector Q-9. There, in the middle of nothing, floated something that made them freeze. A single Terran vessel, black, silent. No life signs, but it was surrounded by Debrelian hulls, weapons, and floating armor. The human ship didn't move. It just drifted, until one of the scouts tried to scan it. Then it powered on. All of it. At once, every inch of the ship glowed like ancient runes waking up. It didn't attack. It didn't respond. It simply sent one message: don't follow. Don't interfere. You were warned. And then it disappeared. Not cloaked, not jumped, just vanished. The Ghost Protocol back in the council. Panic rose to screams. What are these ships? They don't exist in Earth's fleet records. Even our time sensors can't track them. What are we dealing with? One terrified diplomat whispered what many feared to say. They're not just human ships. They're ancient human weapons. The files recovered from the Krell's failed invasion revealed something terrifying. Earth had not only built powerful ships, they had hidden older ones. Beyond known space, deep in black holes, in dead galaxies, under layers of void. Tech. Each ship was powered by something not even the Council understood. Some kind of a eye, but older than Earth's rise into space. And these ships weren't controlled. They were unleashed. Retaliation. A desperate attempt was made. 3 of the remaining Council species combined their fleet's 2,000 warships to set a trap. They placed the bait in the outer edge of the Thalros system, a fake colony, a warning beacon to Earth. But Earth didn't send a diplomat or a fleet. They sent one black ship. Just one. It entered the system quietly. No shields raised. The Council commanders laughed. This is your answer. One haunted ship. That was the last. Recording ever received from Thalros. 2 minutes after the ship arrived. Every warship, 2,000, was gone. The star in that system now glows differently. Some say it cries. An old human appears. Then something even stranger happened. A new message played across the Council system. No one could trace the source. It was an old man's voice. Human, calm, not angry, not loud, just sad. You wanted war, you voted, you cheered. Now your skies turn quiet. Your stars grow cold. That was never our wish. But you made it your future. And then nothing. The systems returned to normal, but the message kept playing in the background softly in every system, every station, as if it were burned into the stars themselves. End of Part 8. Hook. The Galactic Council is fractured. More than half their territories are lost or silent. The few remaining species debate surrender, but no one knows how to surrender when the enemy never shows their face, because Earth is not fighting a war. Earth is delivering a lesson, and the lesson has just begun. The Galactic Council's chamber on Delvax's Prime was dark. Only a few seats were occupied. Most species had no more ships, no more systems. Chancellor Velcor sat alone, head in hands. He stared at flickering console lights, messages of silence, disappearance, doom. He whispered to himself, "What have we done?" In the back of the chamber, Warlord Jutal, once the voice of attack, stood battered. He watched Velcor. His own fleet was gone. His crew vanished. Fear was real now. Nearby, telepathic Miari gathered and sent calm waves to each other. We thought ourselves wise. We were not. No plan remained. Only regret. 2. A single signal in orbit near Lunar Station. AI-9 detected a sudden energy spike. It came from the ruins of the old Antarctic bunkers. Then, nothing. Silence. Commander Rialin, awake from her duties, felt a chill. What did they discover? She asked. AI-9. AI-9 answered, not what, who. Someone is broadcasting. Down. On Earth, inside the buried command center, lights hummed. A screen turned on. The central symbol displayed wasn't Earth's. It was old, a circle of stars and a stylized flame. This was not a council symbol, nor an Earth one. It was ancient, very old. 3. The ancient voice. The signal echoed across the galaxy. I am the Keeper. I served Earth when her people still spoke in caves. I watched their rise and fall. Now Earth rises again. I come for her hand for all who touch her. The voice was slow, measured. It echoed deep in mind, as if inside. Your bones council sensors locked on a single ship, massive, dark, shaped like a black tower. It hovered above Earth. No sign of life, no energy readings, but its presence cut satellites offline. It was silence in physical form. AI-9 responded. This is not AI-9's voice. This is beyond, a new player. Commander Lin said quietly. We've awakened something else in the dark. 4. Panic among the survivors' council, fragments scattered. No one spoke of war now. They now spoke of that voice. The keeper, Warlord Jutal, stood on his bridge, staring at the black tower vessel on screens. "We survived, humans," he whispered. "Can we survive them?" Alien nations sent distress signals. They no longer blamed Earth. They feared the Keeper. 5. Earth's council gathers deep inside the Antarctic command hub. Rhea Lin gathered Earth's leaders, generals, scientists, AI-29. She said, "We defeated them. We took diplomacy. We even stopped betrayal." Dr. Sato added, "But not. Everything sleeps easy in space." AI-29 explained, "The Keeper is not Earth. It is something older. It is our creation, or our curse." Rhea asked, "Then what do we do?" AI-29 answered, "We prepare, then we ask questions." 6. Seeking the truth, Thirth sent a small black stealth shuttle toward the tower ship. No one knew if it held life or death. Commander Lin led the mission. Inside the shuttle, AI-9 guided every move. "No weapons," Lin reminded the crew. "Only sensors and questions." They reached the tower. It floated above the Antarctic ice. It did nothing. It just watched. Inside was a deep chamber, crystal, pillars, circuits carved in the walls, symbols, flames, stars, and humans standing proud. It was worship, not war. Then the message began again, inside their minds. I listened. I waited. "I will help or end you." The shuttle's sensors read a hum of systems, music-like frequency that calmed the mind, but pierced the soul. 7. The Keeper's offer. Commander Lin spoke softly. "Who are you?" "I was Earth's guardian," the voice replied. "I protected her from the dark before humans had ships. Now she awakens again with power. I return to guide or control." The crew felt fear and wonder. They sent the voice back. "We built new worlds. We earned power. We choose our own. What are your demands?" The response was slow. "I seek balance. I offer protection, but at a cost. Join me, or be bound." 8. A fractured choice. Commander Lin returned to Earth. The decision weighed heavy. Do we accept an old protector or face the Keeper as an enemy? AI-29 advised, "We cannot bind our future to an ancient myth." Dr. Sato warned, "That ship is not just power, it is judgment." General Singh said, "Earth survived war by its own hands. We do not kneel." 9. The Council collapses for the galaxy. Council members asked, "Who is this Keeper? Friend or threat?" Some allies suggested aligning with it to stabilize chaos. Others feared it would replace council rule. Warlord Jutal prepared a secret fleet to take the tower for himself. He would seize control. Meanwhile, Velkor stayed silent. He did not know how to lead anymore. The battle for the galaxy was reaching its last breath. The stars above the council worlds were no longer peaceful. They burned with wreckage, fire, and human wrath. Human warships, shaped like silent daggers, floated in orbit. They did not speak. They did not warn. They waited below, on the surface of Council Prime. The last alien leaders stood in silence. The chamber, once full of pride and noise, was now filled with fear and regret. Only 10 of the original 92 species were still alive. The others, gone extinct or broken beyond repair. The Earth fleet had paused, waiting. Then, without warning, a transmission arrived. It was not from the humans. It was from the first species that had voted against Earth, the Graxon. A trembling voice echoed through every chamber on the planet. We were wrong. We should have listened. We should have learned. But we chose pride over peace. We ask now not for mercy, but for understanding. For a moment, the sky remained quiet. Then the human ship replied. It wasn't a message of anger. It wasn't a threat. It was a recording. It was the vote. The exact moment every alien leader had raised their hand and said Earth should be controlled, enslaved, reshaped. Each species saw themselves, smiling, laughing, clapping as Earth was declared a threat. The voice of Earth's representative followed. To those who chose war, you will not forget what you started. To those who watched and did nothing, you are not innocent. Then came silence, and finally, judgment. Earth did not destroy the planet. They didn't need to. They simply left. But before leaving, they activated something deep under the council cities. Gravity shifted. Machines stopped working. Energy vanished. Every council world became silent. No technology, no ships, no signals. A blackout so deep, it was like the galaxy had swallowed them whole. Then a final message from Earth arrived. You wanted control. Now you can live without it. The war was over. But Earth had not taken their lives. They had taken their future. No more stars to reach. No more weapons to build. Just silence. For centuries, stories would be told of the humans, of their silence before the storm, of their strength, and most of all, of their warning.